All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants with a free agent film breakdown. This time we're looking at defensive tackle Roy Robertson-Harris coming from the Seahawks. He was also with the Jags last year. Defensive tackle slash defensive end. I think he's more like you put him in the run defense on the defensive end spot. Doesn't really give you much pass rush production. Doesn't give you a ton of production in general, but gonna break down his film. And what I ultimately think will be his role is just on certain rundowns or versus heavy personnel, they'll put him in over the tackle, as a defensive end spot to just try and help with their run defense on the edges and funnel things inside and put less pressure on their DBs to be so important to their run defense. He's not really going to give you much of anything as a pass rusher. So we'll go through all of it. All right, so first play. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the Pulse and the Debo. James Hudson coming next. A quarterback coming after that. All right, first play. This is what he's the best at, jacking up tight ends. So, lined up here on Komet from the Bears. That's what he's his best at, right? 6'5", 295. He actually played under Andre Patterson at UTEP in college. Work leverage. Force the back out here, right? That's what I think his best role is. Let's watch him now versus the Bills. Right, he's going to go on Dalton Kincaid. Bam, jack his ass up. Now, I think he's got bad eyes for the play overall, but he is able to squeeze those tight ends and put them in the backfield. Again, versus Kincaid here. Or sorry, this is not Kincaid. This is Quentin Morris, I believe. Get himself a run stop here. Good footwork. He's got a good couple quick steps to start off. Get your hands in, stack, extend, read, and then get yourself a nice tackle for a loss at the end of the game. And then obviously, he's solid setting an edge when he's going up against the offensive tackles. Here versus Buffalo. Getting quick, get hands on him, extend, hold your ground, and then when the running back goes inside, you shed. Next play here versus Atlanta. Excuse me, wrong side, number 98 on the right tackle. Again, this is not amazing or anything, right? Like the tackle wins here, but able to anchor down. Fight off of it, help get in on a tackle that some of your linebackers are making. Here against the tight. Okay, so here's where he here's a good quick step, right? This left guard does a terrible job for Chicago. I think that's actually Tevin Jenkins. But quick first step. They're working split zone. Get in there on a tackle, right? Take advantage of these wider splits, get upfield, penetrate. Again, doesn't have a ton of snaps inside the tackles. He has in his career, but just recently has been more so outside the tackle. This is where he really struggles, is the outside wide zone stuff. I mean, he's just got not great instincts for it. The tight end here opens up his shoulders, tackle's able to get across his face, flip his hips. We're running right off of that, right? Where, like I said, he does a good job on tight ends. You should see this run. You should be getting low, get inside that hip, and then drive his ass out there, right? Make this less of a gap, and then allow your linebackers to fill quicker. Instead, you're keeping you want to keep your linebackers clean. Well, now your linebacker's blocked, you're blocked, and there's a nice crease for that back. Right, and for a terrible Chicago run defense or rush offense, by the way, especially early in the year. Next play, he's going to be on the backside of the outside zone here. Just doesn't read the offensive lineman steps well. Get on that hip. Instead, 76 crosses our face. He traps us. Everyone's got the play happening except for us. We're all the way back here. Ball ends up getting fumbled. Tevin Jenkins recovers it instead of you. Next play, where we lined up. Different teams. Again, on the front side of outside zone. Right? You're strong with this tight end, right? Get some nice pop to him, but get some good eyes for this. Instead, this tight end flips his hips. You don't drive into the receiver. The receiver gets a block on 24. There you go, man. Right? All he wants to do is keep the receiver clean to get onto to the DB, flip his hips, and look where the back's cutting off. So that's where I think he really struggles. And then as a pass rusher, I was kind of surprised when I looked at his profile how much he spends on the edge. This was the best pass rush snap in the 3 games of film that I went through, and I went through the games he played the most snaps this past season. I mean, it's basically just this every time, but not with as much success. Just trying to work to generate some speed to power. But the large majority are going to look like this next play. Here versus the right tackle of Atlanta. We're going to try and push. Doesn't really have much of a bag as a rusher. It's kind of first couple steps, and then we're going to try and push and pull, and that's about it. Here versus the right tackle of Buffalo, Spencer Anderson. All right, and you're going to see like some of these reps versus Dion, like, again, just push, and he doesn't generate much power. Now you're going to see some of these reps like, oh, well, Dion, like here versus Dion Dawkins. It's Dion Dawkins, right? Dion Dawkins is great. He's an all-pro type of player. Honestly, Braxton Jones, oh my God, what did I do? What the hell happened? All right, I rewinded too far. This is what happens when I don't have the editing for this because we got to get them out quick. Where are we? All right, here we are. Braxton Jones from the Bears was handling him. I just didn't really timestamp. I was like, okay, why is he lining up? Why is Jacksonville lining him up on the tackle? And then he went to the Seahawks midseason, and then the Seattle had him doing the same thing. Like here again. Like even here, you had the advantage, right? Like you got the inside, rip through. Instead, we just kind of push into him, and we don't really get much success that way. Here again versus Dion Dawkins. Right, it's just kind of easiness for him. And then you see sometimes he's doesn't have the best balance, right? You see him get trapped. You saw that in the run game before. Nice snag by Keon Coleman. Here versus Tevin Jenkins. Right, like fairly quick out of the stance, but want to get upfield. He's able to trap. Over. And that happened a handful of times in the past in the run game. This was his sack. Hell of a play here. See him? Bam. Bam. Ain't sacks funny sometimes. Caleb Williams, man, struggled in this game a lot. So, yeah, I mean, that's what Roy Robertson-Harris, not Harrison, is. Again, honestly, I don't think he's better than Nacho. I look for like that one skill set that he does really well, and if it's you're telling me that it's lining up on the edge and driving back tight ends, I don't know how much playing time he's going to get, but 2 years, $10 million, so they obviously have some plans for him. But we'll see how they progress with the rotation and how they add to the defensive tackle room. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe to the channel. Again, more breakdowns will be coming as free agency happens. All that good stuff. See you on the next one. Until then, let's go Big Blue.